Welcome. We are in Fort Worth, Texas for the 2022 Women's NCAA Gymnastics Championships. 2 weeks ago, this started with 36 teams. We have journeyed here to Fort Worth, and now the last 4 teams are on the floor. This national championships started with 8. The top 2 teams from the sessions yesterday made it here to the finals. There are 4 teams, 4 events going on simultaneously. This is the Stream Team coverage. I am John Roethlisberger. You're watching Floor Exercise. You'll see every routine from Oklahoma as they are starting on this event. This is the event they started the qualification session with, the semifinal session with, and that is where they are here today. And this is Belle Johnson getting things going. Around the gym, Florida is starting on vault, Auburn starting on the uneven bars, and Utah starting on balance beam. Oklahoma qualified into these finals with the top score from the semifinals. Belle Johnson in that semifinal round got a 9-9 to lead things off for Oklahoma on this event. A 9-9 start, a score to come out of the gate with of a 9-9 or better is huge in these national championships. Scores a bit harder to come by in the semifinal round than they were during the regular season. If you've been following the sport, you know tons of 10s here in 2022, but only one 10-0 in that semifinal round. That was Trinity Thomas on the floor exercise in the last rotation. But don't let that fool you. There has not been better gymnastics done in this season than we saw in the semifinal round. These teams are sharp. Certainly there was a few hiccups here and there for different teams, but overall the field looked incredible. Oklahoma head coach KJ Kindler in her 16th season has won 4 national titles while coaching the University of Oklahoma. The last one was in 2019. Season cut short in 2020 due to COVID. 2021, they got taken at the stripe by Michigan. The Wolverines winning their first title last year. Closed it out on balance beam to win that title, just ahead, less than a 10th ahead of Oklahoma. So here Oklahoma is, they will finish on balance beam today in this competition. If they're gonna win it, they are gonna have to perform on that event in a big, big pressure situation. But talked to the coaches before the meet, and they said, hey, Michigan did it last year. We're great on beam. We just stay in our bubble, do our gymnastics, and they can knock it out of the park on that event. Certainly capable of doing that on any event are the Oklahoma Sooners. So good start here from Belle Johnson. This is Carly Woodard. Senior out of Overland Park, Kansas in fusion gymnastics. Saw her club coaches walk by the Stream Team position just moments ago. Mike Heredia and Jackie Flannery. Front double twist, a little lack of control. I'd like to see that just tiny hop out of that landing. The Stream Team was talking about how today's competition, everyone's going to do great gymnastics, difficult gymnastics. Their execution has been great. It might literally come down to a stick contest on landings, and we're going to keep track of all the stuck landings on every event, and we're going to give you a total after each rotation on how many stuck landings for each team and see how that might relate to the standings directly. The team with the most sticks, are they in the lead? The one event we're watching in particular is vault. Certainly floor, as many as 3 big landings per routine is critically important as well. Carly Woodard, a 9.8875 in the semifinal round. Great finish. Well done. Belle Johnson opens with a 9.85. I don't think this routine's going to break a 9.9 either. Keep in mind, part of the reason the scores have been lower so far on average than they were during the regular season, there are 6 judges per event. There was 4 in the regional round. There was only 2 per event during the regular season. You have 6 sets of eyes all looking for places to take deductions. The high score, the low score are dropped. The middle 4 scores are averaged. So to ask 6 judges to throw a 10, actually wouldn't have to be 6 exactly, but to get 4 judges to throw 10 O's, that's a lot to ask here when you have that many sets of eyes critiquing these athletes. But we'll see, it's already been done. Trinity Thomas did it, but still you're seeing some big scores nonetheless. Tom Haley, member of the Oklahoma coaching staff there. He's also been there for 16 years. Lou Ball, husband of KJ Kindler. This team has been together since KJ arrived at Oklahoma. 16 seasons they've been together. Really the coaching team, if you look across the country, that has stayed together and at a high level more than any other staff in the country. Very impressive what they've done. So Oklahoma, the only team to break a 198 in the semifinal round. That 9-9 is a 198. If you get all 9 9s, you will be at a 198. And to me, it's gonna blow past that today to win this title. So keep an eye between all 4 of these teams capable of putting up big numbers. I feel like the winner is going to be in that 198. That means anytime you see scores like those 2 9.85s, you gotta think you need to average a 9-9, maybe slightly higher. And right now, Oklahoma threw 2 9.85s. Here's Danae Fletcher. Very tough whip to double tuck to open. Danae, just a freshman out of Philadelphia, Pennsylvania. Has a high this season of a 9.975. Very nicely controlled landing. That's exactly what you want to see on those forward landings. Those are a little tougher, blind landings, but a very controlled step forward out of those. Danae scored a 9.9375 in the semifinal round, and that is the score the rest of the way here. 4 gymnasts to go, including Danae. Oklahoma needs 9 9s. Gonna probably get her a 0.5 on that last landing, but man, hard pressed other than that to find deductions. I do think this will break them into the 9 9s. Just to give you an update, you're here on floor exercise with me. Next to me is Bridget Sloan. She's covering every bar routine today. Olivia Karras next to her. She is on the balance beam. And Ashley Miles-Grieg on vault. And as far as the teams, I assume you're here on floor with me because you're an Oklahoma fan, but Florida on vault started out with a couple of 9-8 scores. Then they broke the 9-9 with Leanne Wong. Nia Reed just a 9-7. Auburn on bars, a series of scores in their first 4 athletes in the 9-8s, but decent mid to high, most of them. Utah on beam, their best event, 2 high 9-8s, then they broke a 9-9 with Abby Paulson. So that's what's happening around the gym, waiting for Danae Fletcher's score here. Will it be the first 9-9 for Oklahoma? Certainly feels that way to me. Danielle Sievers will be their next gymnast to go. Danielle, another freshman out of Gary, South Dakota. Here we go with Danielle Sievers. Nice full into open. A little quick on that step back. You can see just a tad more control, but really very good. Janae Fletcher, 9.875. Not quite to that 9 score, but the score's building now. Four down for Oklahoma, 2 to go. Jordan Bowers, Reagan Smith in the 5th and 6th position. Man, the intensity in the arena, the crowd is great. Different pockets of the arena have got the fan bases in. You can see Florida across the way from where we're sitting, Auburn down to the left. Each fan base, I tell you what, they are bringing the energy. Florida is done on vault. Auburn is done on the uneven bars, and because they are done on the even bars, I get the pleasure of being joined by a fellow expert. She's leaving the uneven bars, and she is going to come join me here on the floor exercise. Bridget Sloan, NCAA champion, Olympic silver medalist. Bridget, you're welcome to floor, first of all. Oklahoma threw 4 gymnasts. They have 4 hit routines, still waiting to break that 9-9. How was bars?
Bars was amazing. A little slow start for Auburn, but they got it right back. Darion Goburn doing Darion things, hitting perfect routines. What's been happening on floor? You mentioned they have not broken into the 9.9 range, which is very unlike Oklahoma.
Well, they start their competition in the qualification round, the semifinal round. They counted all 9-9s on the floor exercise. So here, just a little shy of that. Certainly, it felt like scores started slow, yesterday, and they started to build. But again, Danielle Sievers at 9.875. So again, you don't win it on the first event, and if you hit, you're not necessarily going to lose it. But this is an important couple of routines for Oklahoma. You do not want to get behind early. Here's Jordan Bowers, their star freshman. Jordan, number 19, ranked number 19 in the country on this event. Wow. Incredible. No one does a double flight better than that. Jordan with a huge 9.9625 in the semifinal round. Massive break for Oklahoma.
And it looked like she completely miscalculated her run.
That could have been bad, landing on the edge of the floor like that where the slope of the floor is. And that's unfortunate. Again, they have 4 good scores, but you needed the great scores in particular for these last 2 or 3 athletes. So now they're going to want to drop that Jordan Bauer score. Reagan Smith coming up next, certainly capable of that 9.95, but we've seen her at moments during the season have some mistakes as well. Man, a big time pressure moment for Oklahoma here early.
Absolutely, and you can really, hopefully, Reagan was not watching that routine. I know when I competed, I did not like to watch my teammates go. You can hear the crowd, yes, but when you see mistakes happen, you sometimes can get in your head, and let's hope that Reagan did not watch, because right now, Oklahoma needs her to be on. And like you said, John, she's capable of hitting huge scores on floor exercise. She has fantastic tumbling, her dance, such an engaging floor routine, but it's on the line right now.
Yeah, this is big. This is very big. And around the gym, Utah has 1 more gymnast to go. They will have the lead after 1 rotation, but the good thing for Oklahoma is no one's really run away with it. Utah's going to have you're going to have a tidy little lead, assuming their last athlete, Miley O'Keefe, can do what she normally does. But Florida did not crush their vault rotation by any stretch of the imagination. Auburn on bar is good, but that score is not one that's, you know, going to put too much fear early in a competition.
And John, we talked about this earlier today when we had our stream team meeting. It's going to come down to the stuck landings. Who can stick? Who can hit the handstands? All those little details that your coaches talk about all season long that you say, I know, I know, I know. This is where it all matters.
Yeah. How many stuck bar dismounts did you have for that first
I had
two.
2. I had 2, yes. And nothing major, nothing major. But again, still, the tiny tenths, they're still tenths.
Here we go with Reagan Smith. Jordan Bowers, a 9.65, the score they're going to want to drop. A lot riding on this juniors routine.
And that was a flag out of bounds.
And that is, again, a massive, that's a 10th off for going out of bounds. And if she did, it had to be by a fraction. And we had the view of the judge kind of closest corner to us, and she's standing right there. So
it is very important for those judges to have an excellent angle on where that out of bounds is and how their feet land.
This score is likely, if Reagan lands on her feet on this last pass, going to be a counting score, but now it's not going to break a 9-9, mathematically impossible to do that. Oklahoma, after one rotation, is going to be in 4th place.
Not where you want to start after ending rotation 1.
Good finish for Reagan Smith, but if you're being honest, a disappointing start for the Oklahoma Sooners. The top 2 teams, the favorites coming into these finals, Florida and OU, going to be sitting in 3rd and 4th place. Wow, what a start to these NCAA championships. Utah, the leaders after 1. They're going to be coming to floor exercise next. How many stuck landings? Welcome to floor exercise. The University of Utah is here. They are the current leaders after one rotation of these NCAA championships. They started on beam. The stream team had a collective agreement that Utah, if they want to have a chance to win this, had to be winning after their best event, the balance beam. They are slightly ahead of the Auburn Tigers. And here's Abby Paulson getting things going for the Utes. Abby got things started on floor exercise for Utah in the semifinal round with a 9.85. We just saw Oklahoma start their rotation with 4 scores under a 9.9. Unfortunately for them, they finished with 2 routines with mistakes. So they are in 4th place, but for Utah, they want to get to that 9.9 mark early in the rotation. Earlier than they did in the semifinal round. They had 4 scores in the 9.8s, only 2 scores that broke a 9.9. This feels like that 9.9 barrier is going to be the one to watch. The team with the most 9.9 pluses seems obvious, but that feels like your winner to me. Beautifully done. Another great start, carbon copy. I talk about Abby Paulson. She's not maybe that headliner from the Utah team, but I think she is one of those types of athletes that every great championship team has. Maybe she's early in the lineup, maybe she's in the middle of the lineup, but she is one that can put up 9.9s. You know she's going to go up there and hit. And I think she typifies what a championship team needs to have, and she delivers again, and absolutely what you need. A great start, something to build on. That score, I think, will be very close to that coveted 9-9. You get a 9-9 in the opening spot, you've done something well. Tom Farden, 7th season as the head coach of the Utah Utes, taking over for the legends, Greg and Megan Marsden. I saw an interview that Tom did not that long ago, and he said only an idiot would take over for two legends. Well, here he is, and he's done an outstanding job. And certainly the question every Utah fan has, and really fans of gymnastics around the country, are when's the next national title going to come? They've won 10 national titles. They've won 9 NCAA championships, but the last one was in 1995. And although they've been outstanding, always one of the best teams in the country, when you're that good, when you're a legendary program, the bar is set differently for you, and this certainly feels like a different year if you're a Utah fan. Could it be the time? Abby Paulson wants to tell you that yes, it is a 9-9 start. That is big for them. Clean double tuck. Not the most difficult opening pass, but maybe a half-tenth on the step if you wanted to be uber critical. This is Jalen Gilstrap, sophomore from McKinney, Texas. Got a 9.825 in the semifinal round here. Little slide back on that landing. Well done. Not the most difficult routine, obviously, not the big E passes that you'll see later in this rotation, but she goes up, does it clean, little slide on one of the landings, but dance choreography looked fantastic. Don't know that it's going to get that 9-9, which is okay. They got one in the house already. Around the gym, just to give you an idea what's happening in Oklahoma, they've moved to vault. They are crushing it over there early. Florida is on the uneven bars. They are having some trouble. Have a miss from their second gymnast, Riley McCusker. Auburn is on balance beam. They have one score in. It's a 9.8375, so decent start for them. But here we are on floor exercise. Tom Farden talked about his team at the regional championships. Everything on the line. A 45-year tradition was on the line as they headed to their last event, the balance beam. It's now, because they are here, 46 consecutive years at the national championships, 40 at the NCAA championships, and that is the longest streak in women's gymnastics, and it is going to be tougher and tougher as the years go by with this new format. Only 8 teams to the national championships now, but here they are again. And as we mentioned, after one rotation, had a .0875 lead over Auburn, .1625 over Florida, and the #1 team in the country, Oklahoma, starting in a hole. They are .325 behind the leaders. And Jalen Rucker, the next gymnast to go. The analyst next to me, Olympic silver medalist, world champion, NCAA champion, Bridget Sloan, says this is one of the most engaging routines in women's college gymnastics. I'd have to agree. Big mount, full twisting double back. Clean on the landing. Jalen Gilstrap a 9.8625, not bad. Remember, 6 gymnasts go, top 5 scores have to count. Utah looks calm. They look confident. Through 1.5 rotations, letting people know that they are for real. Olympian Grace McCallum will be the 4th gymnast to go. Miley O'Keefe and Sydney Solosky, 3 gymnasts. 10-0 type routines. They hit perfect, and that is in the conversation for each one of these. Grace McCallum, number 12 in the country. On-floor exercise, as I mentioned, Olympian, 2-time world team member, won gold with the team twice. I had the opportunity to do one of the few in-person meets that I had a chance to do this season. Alicia Sacramone Quinn and myself went to Salt Lake City. It was a great experience to be there and hear that crowd and be amongst them. The energy was fantastic, especially since we hadn't had that opportunity for quite some time. Watched the Utah team training the day before, and Grace always just seems like such a happy person, always has a smile on her face, and great to see them in the gym, and they had that focus then, and they have this focus now. Waiting for Jalen Rucker's score. Tom Farden, as I mentioned, little known facts about some of the coaches in the semifinal round. Started his gymnastics career opening a gym called Spectrum Gymnastics in Minnesota. First few years, barely had enough money, lived in the gym for a while, and then moved on to tags, and then Southeast Missouri before he made it to Utah through a 1-year stay at Arkansas. So it's been a long journey for Tom Farden. Here he is at one of the premier programs in the country. Beautiful full end to start. Jaden Rucker, 9.8875. Excellent jump series there. You like to see that 180 split from the athletes in the air. The dance and the leap combinations these athletes done on floor at these championships, you can tell how many repetitions they've done through the season. Even though they look good in the regular season, there is a precision here that I feel like looks like the postseason to me. Well done, Grace McCallum, the freshman out of Isanti, Minnesota, in Twin City Twisters Gymnastics. If you want a little known fact, I went to Twin City Twisters when I was a gymnast in Minnesota. I won't tell you how long ago, but it was a long time ago. Right when that gym opened, as a matter of fact, I was there with the boys team. Congratulations to Grace on that floor routine. A great start to her career at Utah. Feels like a 9-9 to me. So the pleasure I get, since uneven bars goes much more quickly than does floor exercise, is Bridget Sloan gets to join me, world champ, NCAA champ. Bridget, floor exercise for Utah so far. 4 routines have gone so far, 4 very good routines. They've been flirting with that 9-9 on every one of them. Give us a quick update on the uneven bars. If you're a fan of Utah, you're here. But meanwhile, one of the favorites, Florida, had some hiccups. Looks like they maybe finished strong.
They did. The first 2 routines a little rough. Riley McCusker unfortunately fell, but man, the next 4, complete lights out. Absolutely fantastic. Stuck landings all around. Really nice job. But here on Florida, this is a huge moment for Utah. They came into this rotation in that first spot, and they just got to keep that ball rolling.
And they've done well. They've done well. It's, again, you know, we're talking about 9-9s and breaking that barrier. They've flirted with it. Grace McCallum feels like she's going to blow past that with Miley O'Keefe and Sydney Solosky. Sydney Solosky, I said this in the semifinal round, feels like that routine that everyone's like, has she gotten a 10 yet? Like, I asked Tom Farton about it, and she's gotten a 10, right? And he said, no, she's never gotten a 10, which shocks me because it's a 10-0 type of routine. And certainly there's small intricacies that, you know, that you don't catch on the big scale. But man, needless to say, they've got a big exclamation point at the end of this rotation.
Well, and John, you know better than anyone, sometimes judges don't see the same thing we do.
You mean they're wrong sometimes?
No, I did not say that. I did not say that. Just a different point of view.
All right, Grace McCallum does get that 9-9, so remember the lowest score you can drop, and right now that is a 9.8625 for Utah, with Miley O'Keefe has a high of a 9.95 on this event. She is the defending champ from 2021 on floor exercise.
And
keep that heel up.
That heel stayed up. That is experience right there. Keeps that heel up.
And I don't want to overstate that moment, but if the heel goes down and she gets the flag, that is the type of thing that costs you a national championship. That can be the difference. So a 9.825 or higher for Miley O'Keefe or Sydney Solosky will keep Utah ahead of Oklahoma and Florida, meaning they will be in the top spot after 2 rotations. That's huge. What happened there? Explain that, Bridget.
Well, that was a wolf turn, double wolf turn, and to my eyes, that would be considered almost a fault. She fell out of it. See what the judges take there, but definitely a massive break in this routine.
And that is unfortunate. Now, it's not catastrophic. As I mentioned, a 9.825 or higher from O'Keefe or Solosky keeps Utah in the lead. But really what that does is if you think, okay, O'Keefe has got a 9.9 to a 9.95, they drop that 9.8625 that they're now going to have to count. So maybe you're looking at a half tenth, maybe you're looking at 3/4 of a tenth difference, but again, all those pieces come together.
Yes, and when you are looking at the big picture, you hate to be looking back at these moments and say, what if? For Miley, she's got to forget it and move on. If you want anyone in your lineup to be that 6th athlete coming after a fault, it is Sydney Solosky.
Sydney got a 9.9125 in the semifinal round. Miley O'Keefe got a 9.8875. Sydney Solosky feels like about as much of a sure thing as you can ask for this season. She has been amazing on floor exercise. Has not had a major break one single time. She does have one score that was in the 9.7s. All the rest, a few in the 9.8s, but mostly 9.9s. Has a 9.975 3 times on the floor exercise, and that is what the Utah team will be looking for here, hoping for. Sydney is one of those super seniors taking advantage of that extra year of eligibility the NCAA offered because of that COVID year. She's a 4-time All-American. Comes out of Calgary, Alberta, Canada. 4-time national team member for Canada. I did the math on this. She has only missed 3 routines her entire collegiate career. You got to feel confident.
And let's not jinx her.
Never. That's never happened in my broadcasting career.
And John, you mentioned it was not a catastrophic moment for Miley. You see 6 athletes compete, only 5 scores count. But one thing to keep in mind, scores build after each athlete. And with Grace McCallum in that 9-9, Miley was set up for a big score, which would ultimately set up Sydney for a big score. And
we got a meeting of the minds. You can't see it on the stream coverage, but the judges are getting together. And that, talk about this, because I know when I competed, Bridget, there was a rhythm that took place before the routine. There's your teammate comes off, you take a deep breath, you hop up there, you bounce on the corner of the floor, you chalk up, you mentally rehearse for a second, you take a deep breath, and the flag's ready. That rhythm, and I can speak only for myself, I've had that rhythm break up before, and it sometimes it doesn't end well, sometimes it's fine, but talk about what Sydney might be going through right here.
Well, like what you just said, it is a rhythm. And as an athlete, it is your job to be able to, when that rhythm breaks, not be disturbed by it. And Sydney is this is a testimony to her because she's a senior, a super senior, coming back, competing for Utah. This is the only event we see her in on all 4. So for her, whatever she needs, I know for me personally, I was down there, I probably went through a whole entire block of chalk, just squashing it with my feet and just making sure my feet were heavily chalked. You see, she's going to be shaking her legs.
I love this right here. Sydney's getting ready, and down to the left,
look.
The blue coats. We'll just call them the blue coats have gotten together. And I'm going to speculate right here, and you can tell me what you think. To me, they're deciding what to do with that wolf turn.
100%. They are trying to figure out, is that a fall, or did she just
get credit
have
for
lack
the skill?
Control?
So we've just been told by our crack staff, and I want to tell you who our crack staff is. This is Greg Campbell, and he's right to my right, and he's the man.
He is the man.
And he just said there's 5 different start values for O'Keefe. Did they give her credit for the wolf turn? Did they give her credit for that other pass that she fell on? That is what you get into when you make mistakes, is you open that door up.
And that last pass is confusing because to a judge, in order to complete, feet have to be first. Her feet ending with a tuck full. They have to be in that landing front position. If they are turned at all, it can get confusing with the start value. So for these judges having all different start values, it's kind of insane. It's very insane,
but she can erase all that. Sydney can erase all that mess, and it'll be off the board, and it won't matter. But if you're the judge, you got to get it right because there's no guarantees in this sport. Going back to that first rotation, Oklahoma put up their lowest floor score of the entire season. And I know KJ's not going to be happy to hear that. Florida started off slow, but both of those teams came back with a vengeance. Even though Florida had some trouble on bars, they still had some big scores. They put up a huge number. Right now, they are in the lead. Oklahoma's bumped up to second. Auburn was not lights out on the balance beam. They did finish with a SUNY lead 9-9, but the rest of the scores all in the 9-8s, one in the 9-7s. So it was moving day here in the second rotation. These women's championships, now Sydney Slosky, she finally gets her chance. A huge moment in this competition and for Utah.
Has one of the best double layouts in NCAA. Just flies high.
If you're a fan of Sydney Slosky, enjoy this moment. This is the last time she will be on a collegiate floor. It's been fun to watch.
Had some trouble in warm-up with that pass.
Not so much.
Not so much in the routine.
So that 97.7625 Utah has right now will make a big jump up because right now they are counting Miley O'Keefe's 8-7. Score, if this is a 9-9, for example, it'll bump that score up 1.2, which will put Utah back in the lead. Feels like a 9-9 so far, Bridget.
Final pass. for her career for Utah and saves that.
She had
was
a
little
knee.
soft on that punch into that front layout.
You saw what I saw, man. What a job.
Wow.
With all the pressure in the world on Utah Nation, and you deserve that scream. Sydney Solosky erases the 8-7, turns what could have been a troublesome floor rotation into a very good one.
And the emotions,
for Utah.
All the emotions.
Oh man, look at her. Can't tell on that main shot, but we see a side camera. There you go, tears in her eyes.
These athletes put so much heart into competing, not just for themselves. They are here for their teams. And when that moment ends, I can speak from experience, it hits you like a wall.
Yep.
You think you're ready for it.
You hold it in and hold it in.
You try so hard to be brave and strong, and it just overcomes you. Has so many accomplishments under her belt. Fantastic job.
Congratulations to Sydney Solosky on a great career. Auburn Tigers will be the next team on Floor Exercise. We got a good one. We told you it was going to be good. Stay with us. Rotation 3 coming up. So Oklahoma put up a season high on vault, season low on floor. How many sticks we got? Third rotation has begun here in Fort Worth, Texas, Dickies Arena. I am John Roethlisberger. You're watching the floor stream. We are the stream team. To my left, Bridget Sloan, Olivia Karras, Ashley Miles-Grieg have got bars, beam, and vault covered respectively. And it's been a good one. We told you this national championships throughout the season. We've talked about it. We've built it up, and so far it has not disappointed. The leader, Utah, just 1/10 ahead of arguably the favorite Florida, and .125 ahead of the #1 team in the country coming into these national championships, the Oklahoma Sooners. Auburn, after a solid first rotation, fell back a bit. They are in 4th place, .35 behind the top team, and that is who we have on the floor exercise, the Auburn Tigers. If you had to pick a surprise team to be in these finals, they would be Auburn, although shouldn't be a surprise to a lot of people. They're highly ranked all season, spent a lot of time in that top 6, top 7 teams. They are led, as we all know, by Suni Lee, the Olympic all-around champion. She will be in this rotation. She will be 5th up. But Aria Brush will get things started off. She's a junior from Cincinnati, Ohio. And as I mentioned, Auburn .35 behind. They have got to be talking 9-9s all the way through. 6 routines left to go. Auburn has got to leave it literally and figuratively all out on the floor. They want to give themselves a chance. This is not over for them. Man, the energy in this arena is building with every routine. And Aria Brush, through all the noise, gets the Auburn Tigers off to a good start. Scored a 9.8625 in the semifinal round on this event. We've been talking a lot about 9-9s and how crucial they are, 9-9 plus. And for a team that's trying to make up ground on the rest of the field right now, the Auburn Tigers need to really expect to count 5 9-9s on each event, an average of 9-9 or better. To get a lead off 9-9 is big. Drew Watson will be the next gymnast to go here on the floor exercise. Also one of the super seniors, taking advantage of that 5th year of eligibility the NCAA has offered. She is out of Tyler, Texas, in Texas East Gymnastics, which was her junior club that she participated in before heading off to college. She has been so critical for this team this season as well. Ashley Johnston was the associate head coach in the corner, giving her some last bits of encouragement. I always wonder what the coaches are saying there. Big moment, they've coached them all year, and here's the last couple tidbits for you before you go out on the big floor. But here we go, Drew Watson following up that 9-8 from Aria Brush. Can't count that 9-8. That's got to be the low that they dropped. Nice Arabian double front. She had some trouble with that in the semifinal round, actually over-rotated a little bit and stepped out of bounds just there, but that step back, judges don't like to see an under-rotation. Even though it was a controlled landing, they like to see a step forward out of that. Beautiful there. Well done from Drew Watson. That score will build on Aria Brush's 9-8. Don't know that it will get to that 9-9, but nonetheless, that's what you want to do. You want to build. You want to build from that start score through the finish, and that was a great job from the veteran. Jeff Graba, the head coach of the Auburn Tigers in his 12th season. As it's been well documented, his twin brother Jess is the club coach. Or Suni Lee coached her to that Olympic all-around gold medal less than a year ago in Tokyo. We've been spreading little-known facts about some of these head coaches, and Jeff's got a good one. I bet all of you Auburn fans may or may not know Jeff Graba, along with his brother Jess, used to have a band. It was a hair hard rock band called Malone. Played all around the Twin Cities, even rubbed elbows with the great Prince back in the day. Yes, go Google search that one. Jeff and Jess Graba, and they had the big hair. Apparently, according to Jess, Jeff was on the bass guitar and they just put him in the back. Jess was the lead singer. I wonder if they have one of those albums yet. We need to track one of those down. Collector's item. You're welcome, Auburn fans, for that. So Cassie Stevens, she is a junior out of Sumner, Georgia. Tift Gymnastics Academy was her club. She will take the floor here in the third position for Auburn. Wow, that was a savvy move. It looked a little under-rotated on that layout into that front 1.5 twist, but really handles it with no real visible deductions. Maybe a little looseness in the legs, but very clean otherwise. Watson, just a 9.8125. Must have nailed her for that step backwards on the Arabian double, because I thought that score was going to be higher. Should have been higher in my opinion. Keep in mind, I'm one set of eyes watching a screen as opposed to the 6 judges now per event. You're at the national championships. Unlike the regionals, you have 4. Regular season, you have 2. A lot more eyes looking for deductions. Well done from Cassie Stevens. Around the gym, you're an Auburn fan, you're watching floor exercise most likely. Florida is on the balance beam, and they've got a good rotation through 3. They already have 2 scores in the 9-9s, 1 in the 9-8s, or the 9-8s. Rather, Utah is on vault. 3 scores in the 9-8s, 1 in the 9-7s, but they've got a huge Jaden Rucker score of a 9.975. 2022 national champion on that event. Oklahoma came out of the gate with 3 scores of 9-9 or better. Dipped a little with Reagan Smith's 9.825 in the 4th position. They have 2 yet to go, Jordan Bowers, Audrey Davis. I'll tell you what, it is hard to focus in this arena. I'm watching floor and I'm giving all my attention to that, but my gosh, the noise and the sound from the fan bases, it just gets louder and louder. They know they're willing their teams on to hopefully a national championship. Like these athletes are leaving it all on the floor. The fans are not leaving anything to spare. They want to be loud. They want to try to impact the team and the scores, and man, they are doing a good job. Whew. Freshman Sophia Groth from West Des Moines, Iowa. 4th gymnast to go. Cassie Stevens, 9.825. Scores are building for Oklahoma, but man, they need some big ones here. Nice front double twist, very tough landing. That one, you're usually twisting right into the ground and traveling forward. A tough one to do clean. She does it just about as good as I've seen at these national championships, however. Perfect. Sophia Groth and Suni Lee really have been a great tandem of freshmen to come into this Auburn program. Both have done all-around many times this season for Auburn, and just watch these 2 grow and develop through the next few years. Good to see if you're a Tiger fan. Very well done. Great poise from a freshman. Came in making an immediate impact on this Auburn Tiger team. That feels like a 9-9, and they have got 2 big ones left. Suni Lee, Darion Goborn, 2 of the best in the business on floor exercise, both ranked in the top 10 in the regular season on this event. Suni Lee's roommate, Sarah Hubbard, giving some words of encouragement to her good friend, Olympic champion Suni Lee. Sarah, actually her father, who I ran into at this competition, a former Golden Gopher gymnast on the men's team up there. I got to know Bobby well, as I was also a Golden Gopher and trained with him in the gym. So once again, it's my pleasure to be joined by NCAA champ, Florida Gator, Bridget Sloan. Bridget, you came in at a good time because the Olympic champ about to take the floor, but real quick, you had a barn burner on that bar rotation. It was, we're closest to bars, and I was having a hard time concentrating. Tell all the Auburn fans watching floor what was going on over there with Oklahoma and bars.
Lights out. Lights out is what was going on. That was one of the best bar rotations for Oklahoma. I don't know how Audrey Davis did not get the perfect 10, but that's fine. I'm normally wrong when it comes to scoring anyway, but she put up 9.95 from Jordan, 9.9625 from Audrey. Absolutely fantastic.
2 of the routines I told people when asked, we filled out a little survey, you and I did, and 2 of the routines I said, there's many great routines, but you got to pick a couple, right? One was Audrey Davis's bar routine, as can't miss routines. Audrey Davis, and we're going to see one pretty soon here after Suni Lee, and it's Darion Goborn's floor routine, but you got to see that bar routine. It was rowdy, and now the Olympic champ, Suni Lee, takes the floor, and we are being told by our Crack Stats staff of 1 next to us, Greg Campbell, Oklahoma will lead after the 3rd rotation. They started in 4th with their lowest floor score ever and bounced back, but right now, Auburn Tigers trying to keep themselves in this. Nice double layout.
She floats every time, finds that landing. That's why she's the Olympic champion.
You and I had the chance to be the first to announce to the world, as we were covering it in the wee hours of the morning, to announce to the world, Suni Lee, you are the Olympic all-around champ. What a great experience for us to see her do that, and now to see her just having a season for the record books for the Auburn Tigers.
Excellent combination pass, no problems there. We've been seeing a lot of soft landings on those combination passes for Floor.
Sophia Groth's score, by the way, was a 9.8625. I thought it was a 9.9 myself, but that's why I'm up here, and the blue coats are down there.
You were wrong. You were wrong, John.
You are always there to let me know that. I appreciate it. Great job from Suni Lee. One more yet to go. Suni Lee ranked 9th in the country on floor exercise coming out of the regular season. Darian Goborn ranked number 7. Fun routine coming up. She had some help from her brother on this one.
What a cool collaboration to be able to do. Brother, such a history in the dance industry, brings it to the floor routine, and no one knows you better than family.
Exactly.
So,
and they had such a fun time. It's a good relationship, and the brother helping with the choreography for Darian's routine, and it's a fun one of my favorites. Ashley Johnson again giving some words. I got a little statistic for you that you'll love. It hits home for me. I'm from Minnesota, as I've probably told people far too many times. There's three head coaches here coaching these teams at the national championships that are native Minnesotans.
Minnesotans?
Minnesotans. Tom Farden, Jeff Graba, KJ Kindler all have roots in the state of Minnesota.
I was about to say, strong roots there in Minnesota.
And you know her well. Rhonda Fain, who coached you at Florida, also came out of Minnesota, also trained at club gymnastics with me. It all comes full circle here on the floor stream.
What a moment.
Let's get back to business, though. Suni Lee, 9.95, much needed. Had to have it. Setting up Darian Goborn for a massive score. Enjoy this routine.
Incredible landing. No matter how high she is, she finds that landing. That's experience. Air awareness, top notch.
You see the floor from that high, you know, you got to think.
I wouldn't know. I never was that high when I tumbled.
Oh, come on.
Dare I say, she is the queen of floor exercise when it comes to performing. Final pass, double pike.
That's what you love to see.
Wow.
If they have hope, they needed that one. That's got to be in the 9.9s. I would be surprised if it doesn't match or beat Suni Lee's 9.95 score. We have got an incredible competition here after 3 rotations. The Oklahoma Sooners from the basement to the top spot. They are ahead of Florida. Then Utah obviously still waiting for that last Auburn score. The final rotation, Florida Gators trying to chase down the Oklahoma Sooners. How many sticks did you have?
I had 4.
One more time. Oh, it's not. Oh yeah, they're feeling it. Holy cow, here we are in the 4th rotation, and it's not disappointing. The Florida Gators are here on floor exercise. They trail Oklahoma by 0.2 of a point. Florida, by many folks, considered the favorite, even though they weren't the highest ranked team coming in. Oklahoma was the highest ranked team. It has been an up and down competition till this point. But now Florida, the number 3 team in the nation, Megan Skaggs, starting things off for the Gators. They put up a 49-7-5 in the semifinal round of these national championships. If they do that again, I think they could very well overtake Oklahoma, but they have got to be great. They've got the depth here. Every single one in their lineup can put up a 9-9 or higher. Megan Skaggs, a 9-9-3-7-5 in this position in the semifinal round. Talk about an outstanding athlete. He's got the heart, comes in as a super senior, again, taking advantage of that extra year of eligibility, and she has done anything and everything Jenny Rowland has asked. Want to be in the lineup? How about starting us off for a super senior to be in that spot and just be ready to go and happy to do it. Megan Skaggs, in my opinion, maybe an MVP candidate in the NCAA, and she does it again. Her last routine collegiately. Enjoy it. Megan Skaggs, wow, what a job she has done this season. Finished 3rd in the all-around. Going up 1st on 3 events for the Florida Gators. Tip your hat to that incredible athlete and that incredible person, Jenny Rowland, giving her a hug that she is going to be sad to see that gymnast move on, but great plans in her future. Graduate degree in entrepreneurship. Certainly expect more great things from Megan Skaggs. So here we are. Whew. We got a doozy going on around the gym. Oklahoma, they are on beam. That is where they will finish, trying to win a national title on beam. My gosh, it makes my palms sweat. Auburn is on vault. They are going to need some help. They were down 0.5625 behind the leader, Oklahoma, after 3 rotations. Utah really feels like they need help too. They are 0.375 behind the leaders. They are on the uneven bars. Florida here on floor exercise. Oklahoma started their beam rotation with a 9.85. Megan Skaggs starts the floor rotation with a 9.875, so a 1/4 tenth advantage, Florida. Alyssa Bauman, now another one of these super seniors, starting the rotation with 2 super seniors for Florida, and they are fantastic. 8-time All-American, a high this season of a 9.975. As I mentioned, Megan Skaggs starting off with a 9.875. That is a great start score. Obviously, you're seeing the Oklahoma floor scores still up there. We'll try to get those changed, but I will keep you updated on all of these Florida scores as they come in. Those team scores to your right also not accurate at this moment. nails it. Chomp. And the final wave for Alyssa Baumann as well. Bittersweet. Hugs her fellow super senior Megan Skaggs, walking off that podium for the last time. Special time. And it could be a very special time for the Florida Gators. Put this in perspective. Florida in the semifinals put up a 49.75. Oklahoma, rather, on beam put up a 49.5125. So just throwing it out there, seeing what sticks. If they did the exact same thing again, Florida would move ahead by less than half a tenth to win the national title. I feel like Alyssa Baumann just put up a 9.9 in my opinion. Megan Skaggs with that 9.875. I felt like Baumann was just a little bit better. Oklahoma on beam, in case you're wondering, 9.85 to start, 9.9 in the second spot. Third gymnast is currently going. Third gymnast for Florida right here on floor exercise will be the unbelievable freshman, Leanne Wong. We've talked a lot about impacts that freshmen have made. Suni Lee, Sophia Groth for Auburn, but Leanne Wong, quietly one of the best gymnasts in the country and in the world, just came off a 2021 World All-Around silver medal. And she has got some of the most beautiful dance and choreography in all of women's gymnastics. And this mount, it is a triple twist. Very difficult to land, but she does it as well as anyone in the world. Unbelievable. Alyssa Baumann, 9.95. Olivia Troutman across the gym for Oklahoma, a 9.9. So two gymnasts both for Florida and Oklahoma. 0.075 advantage. Florida, again, they're trying to make up 2/10. They're doing it so far. If you're the judges, I don't know what you do now. Alyssa Baumann with a 9.95. That was better. Nothing to take away from Alyssa Baumann. I think she would agree with me. Leanne Wong, my goodness. The triple twist to come out with, and everything from the dance, the choreography, and the landings. We've seen 110 in these NCAA championships, and it was by Trinity Thomas, who's coming up 5th for Florida on this rotation. You gotta go up. Means some or more of these judges have got to throw a 10. I'm trying to glance down there. I see some 9.95s, 9.95. Not going to get the 10, but this is going to be a big score. Mid 9.9s, 9.95 probably. Oklahoma's third gymnast, another 9.9. Oklahoma bringing it on beam, taking on Florida's floor team. You gotta feel like the advantage is Florida, but that 0.2 of a point, that is a lead Oklahoma had coming into this rotation. Keep in mind, Oklahoma started this meet with their lowest floor score of the entire season. Bad timing But Florida did not start off great either. They started off as the third and fourth teams after one rotation. Florida starting on vault was not great for them, so both of these teams starting in a little bit of a hole, but credit to them. The fight, the battle puts them here, and this is Nia Reed. She is a senior, 5-time All-American, and I'll never forget, she gets her first 10 here in 2022. And that's why, beautiful double layout. Leanne Wong, 9.95, they pick up another half 10. It's now .125 that Florida's picked up on Oklahoma in this rotation. They're trying to pick up 2 tenths. If I am Florida, I am feeling real good about myself right now. Bridget Sloan has joined me from the uneven bar analysis, and Bridget, this is...
I'm here. I'm here.
My palms are sweating. Florida crushing it through three. Through 3 athletes, they have picked up .125 on Oklahoma. They're trying to pick up .2, and Nia Reed is bringing it. The biggest deduction they might have had in this entire floor rotation is that step forward.
On her double pike.
And then, I mean, maybe a half a tenth, but my gosh, this is going to be one for the ages.
Well, bars was great, in case you were wondering.
I wasn't, but thank you.
Utah did a really nice job. They had a nice finish with a 197.75. Do not think that is going to hold.
So here's, I love to give the lay of the land, and I know we're on floor exercise, but Audrey Davis in the 4th spot, a 9.9375. And they've got 2 left to go. Carly Woodard, Reagan Smith, outstanding. Reagan Smith, #1 in the country on beam. But Nia Reed waiting for her score. Trinity Thomas, nobody's better than her on floor. Got a 10. You just fully expect her to do that same thing. Here's where the drama could come for Florida. As you see, I love these conversations between the athletes on the floor.
Did you ever do that?
No.
I didn't either.
Never. Alyssa Bauman knows her career is over. She's a super senior, retiring now, giving some words to Trinity Thomas. But here's where the drama could be. There's been some question marks in that 6th spot for Florida. You and I talked about it before the competition. If it comes down to that, Sloan Blakely originally in the lineup on floor, they changed her out for Peyton Richards, who did very good in the semifinal round, but got a 9.85. You gotta wonder if it comes down to that routine. Wow, the drama, you can't describe it. But before we get there, let's talk about Trinity Thomas. Nia Reed, 9.9125. Compare that to Audrey Davis, 9.9375. Slight advantage, Oklahoma. They get a little bit of that back.
Wow.
Oh my gosh. This almost feels like it has to be a 10.
Just from the first pass. It's a 10 to me.
It's always a 10 to you. You're a Gator.
know.
But it feels like to me, to give themselves a chance, given what Oklahoma is doing on beam, the 2 tenths they have to make up, it almost feels like Trinity has got to get a 10 to give the Gators a shot.
Well, and she got a 10 in semifinals, so it's very possible. There are 6 judges on the panel. Do you know how hard that is to have all 6 give you that perfect 10?
This has got to be perfect. It's been perfect so far. This is going to be a 10.
Wow.
You cannot make up the greatness of Trinity Thomas.
I don't know what they would take off. Now, mind you, John, we say this quite often. We're normally wrong when it comes to the judges.
We're not wrong this time. They are going to throw a 10. They have to throw a 10.
There's nothing they...
That was better than her semifinal routine.
Absolutely. Absolutely.
And I tell you what, the pressure on Trinity Thomas, one of the leaders of this team, certainly some great leadership elsewhere. Megan Skaggs, we talked about her, Alyssa Bauman, but Every single time in the biggest moments, in the biggest stage this season, Trinity Thomas did not do all around a lot this season. They slow rolled her, made sure she was healthy, was not healthy last year, and she wins the all-around title plus 2 events, including this one.
In a perfect 10.
It's gonna be a 10, and it had to be a 10. Oh my goodness, Reagan Smith is the last gymnast to go for Oklahoma. She's on the beam. Carly Woodard got a 9.925. Holy cow.
I think holy cow is the only thing you can say.
Greg Campbell next to me is frantically doing the math because right now in the Oklahoma team score, they're counting a 9.85. That was Jenna Dunn in the leadoff position. All the rest were 9.9 pluses. Wow, okay.
Are you all right?
Okay.
I'm okay. Are you okay?
I am not okay. I am not. I'm far from okay. So Carly Woodard a 9.925. We are told that Reagan Smith, if she gets a 9.9625, will clinch it for Oklahoma. Peyton Richards now has got to improve the Florida score. She's got to score not higher than a 9.875. Big double layout to mount, perfectly executed. She scored a 9.85 in the semifinals as she was put in a change for their lineup.
John, we talk about it all the time, how it comes down to this last routine. And Peyton Richards, an athlete that got added to the lineup last minute. This is a huge moment for her as an individual and for her team.
She has competed for 7 times this season. The 7th was 2 days ago in the semifinals. She's only scored a 9.9 or better 1 time this season, and lo and behold, they need her to do it now. What a moment. What a moment for Peyton Richards. Jenny Rowland looking for her first national title as the head coach of the Florida Gators. The last time they won was 2015. Rhonda Fain was then the head coach. Jenny Rowland has taken over, and every year there's a question, will Florida win it? Will Florida win it? Can they win it? They've got the athletes, and I'll tell you what, regardless of the outcome, tip my hat to the Florida Gators. They have battled this season. There's been some criticism of how Jenny slow-rolled this team. Wash that away because Jenny Rowland has done a heck of a job. Would you not agree, Bridget, with this Florida Gator team?
100%.
Wow, what a competition. It looks like Oklahoma is going to be your champs. You can't make it up. Look at how tight it was. What a competition here from Fort Worth. Thank you, everybody, for joining us. Wow, I need a deep breath.